Hello and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, presented by Software One. Larry McCarren along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, would you agree the Steeler game showed both progress and promise on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of good coming out of it. We were able to move the ball better than we had in any other game. And the downside to that is this game's about scoring points, and we still only scored 19 points in the game, and we had opportunities within the red zone where we have to convert. A lot of times you kick too many field goals, it gets you beat. And we had the field goals, we had 2 turnovers, so there was some progress, but there's still a lot of room for improvement.
In some respects, was it Jordan's best game?
I think there was a lot of things he did well. I thought he played decisively. I thought he threw accurately and made a lot of explosive plays. And usually explosion plays lead to points, so we need a lot of that moving forward.
Those critical times, game hanging in the balance, how is his demeanor then? Are you seeing what you need to see?
Oh, absolutely. He is stone cold throughout the entirety of the game. And whether it's going well or we're struggling, he remains the same, and he's very consistent. He encourages the guys and does a great job communicating throughout the entirety of the game.
Matt, you guys had 8 plays of 20 or more yards, including 2 of 40 plus, 3 of 30 plus. You always talk about the need for explosive plays. Well, you got them against the Steelers.
We did, but like I said before, we got to do something with them, and it's got to lead to touchdowns. And so although I'm very happy about the explosive plays, we just have to have a little bit more consistency when we get to the red zone and be able to run the ball more efficiently in order to cash in on those opportunities.
Those explosive plays, what are the keys to having them? Because you had so many in one game.
Well, I think it all depends on what coverage you're attacking. I think certainly it all starts up front. For many of the plays, they could be longer developing. And our offensive line, I thought, did a really nice job in pass protection. I thought they battled for 4 quarters. You know, we threw the ball over 40 some odd times, but I think a lot of the explosives come from either attacking the right coverage and guys making plays down the field or catching run opportunities.
A.J. Dillon had a career best 40-yard run. Are you seeing a different player in A.J. than you saw earlier this season?
I think so. He's running more violently, very decisive, and he's finishing forward. A lot of times when you see backs that are consistently falling forward, they're gaining those extra little yards that add up in a big way.
If there was a number one defensive problem, it was stopping the run, obviously, over 200 yards. What did you see there when you watched the tape?
Well, just inconsistent performance. I think a lot of times we had the box loaded up where we were playing single high defense, and you have a man for each gap, and somebody doesn't execute their responsibility or gets gapped out or missed tackle. We had far too many missed tackles in this game.
Corey Valentine makes his first start as a Packer, and how did he hold up at corner?
Well, he's played for us this year, and I thought he did a pretty nice job. He had a couple key PBUs on 2 critical third down situations, and I love his ability to go out there and compete no matter what the circumstance.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, Packers wide receiver Romeo Doubs. Don't go away. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, by Bellin Health, and by Johnsonville. Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Brew Pub, lots of matzo pizza. In a league and a position that can be very loud, and look at me, you come across very calm. Where does that come from? What do you attribute that to?
That's a skill that you gotta have. So I was that same kid in high school. Coming into college where the atmosphere got a lot bigger, I had to make sure I was that same person as well. And I know there is no other level bigger than this league. So again, it just comes with experience, just making sure that, I make sure I prepare myself, to be in those positions where I know and I'm confident enough that, I'm gonna make this play and stay calm here, or just being that overall ball player.
Romeo, you lead the team in catches and touchdowns. Your 6 touchdown catches have all come in the red zone. When something happens that often, it's not a coincidence. What's the secret?
I just try to get open in the end zone, man, in that area. And I just try to, make sure I take advantage of those opportunities because, again, it's get the good points on the board, but with 7 points on the board, it's phenomenal.
Is there anything about the compressed space in the red zone that you make work to your advantage?
Again, if I get, one-on-one ops, I make sure I take advantage of those. And I know just being in that red zone area, depending on the situation, it can get off schedule quite fast, So it's just a mindset thing. I see it as a win-win situation, because I know Jordan's ability, to get the ball off his hands or use his legs is quite of a deal. And I know we got receivers, tight ends, and backs that can make plays in that end as well. So, it's just a pick your poison type of deal.
Leaping grab, Romeo Doubs, touchdown, sensational throw and catch.
You now have 33 catches for the season. 23 of those have resulted in first downs. That's darn near 70%. Does your chemistry with Mr. Love have anything to do with that, do you think?
Yes, we work at it throughout the week, just building that confidence, building that chemistry. It all starts in practice, starts in the film room as well. So I just try to make sure that I take advantage of those, and just whenever the play's on the line, I just got to make sure I'm there for them so we can keep converting those.
Now against the Steelers, Romeo, you guys had 8 plays of 20 or more yards. You guys have been searching for the big play. Was that production a matter of scheme, execution? What brought that about, do you think?
A little bit of everything, man, because we've been playing ball. This past game has been our most complete game. Like we always say, once the offense starts clicking, usually good things start to happen. So tons of explosives on the field, a very great first possession of the game when we came out and scored. But again, it just comes down to just, being a pro football player and just continue to build those habits and be better in the long run.
What's the plan for yourself and your teammates moving forward now?
Playing our game, just making sure that we continue to build and make more explosive plays as an offense, or just continue to play complementary football in all 3 phases. And for myself, just making sure that I be that leader in the room and just keep playing the game that I'm playing.
Welcome back. This week's Chalk Talk is brought to you by Network Health. The Packers' longest run of the season and the longest run of A.J. Dillon's career. That deserves another look. Let's begin at the beginning. The Packers are in 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. Put them together and you have 12. Also, Christian Watson goes in motion. And going with him is Patrick Peterson. If it was a passing play, that would tell Jordan Love the Steelers are playing man coverage. With a running play, it takes a defender, Peterson, out of the mix to the side of the field. The Packers are running the football. Pretty clever. This play is out of the gap and power family tree, and those kinds of plays generally involve a block down, a kick out, and a lead through. Let's focus on the block down by Tucker Kraft and Rasheed Walker. This is really well done. Movement at the line of scrimmage, and then off to the second level to get the linebacker blocked. Now let's look at John Runyon on the kick out. His defender chooses to bury. No big deal. Block is made. Now to Zach Tom for the lead through. He's going to make another effective block. And look what the Packers have done here. Built a wall here, built a wall there, Nice clean read for A.J. Dillon, and it's off to the races. Number 23 is a 174-pound safety. But when it comes to speed, A.J. Dillon has given him all he wants and then some. And then, to add insult to injury, he high steps out of the tackle attempt before finally being brought down. Back to the sideline view for my favorite part of AJ's run, and that's his high step. Keep in mind, we are talking quadzilla, and he is high stepping like a drum major. A.J. Dillon, 6 feet, 240 pounds worth of romping, stomping fury with a career best 40-yard run. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Network Health, by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers, and by Software One, redefining how companies build, buy, and manage everything in the cloud.
We, the Green Bay Packers, wish to thank and honor the men and women who have served and are serving in our military forces, here and around the world.
Thank you for your sacrifice, for your valor, for protecting us, and for defending our rights.
Thanks to all of our veterans for your courage and strength and dedication to keep us safe.
Thank you for showing a great example of service. Thank you for everything you sacrificed to serve our country.
We don't know you personally, but want to acknowledge the sacrifice and selflessness that you and your families offer up every day to protect our freedoms. Thank you for keeping our country safe.
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 The Green Bay Packers and Fleet Farm encourage fans to support our local heroes during the Packers Salute to Service campaign. To all who have served and are currently serving our country and their families, we say thank you. Welcome back to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur. Top Performers is brought to you by Spectrum. Welcome back. No game balls to hand out, but we do have some top performers to talk about. And Matt, may I suggest that we talk about Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker, who are facing TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, two very dangerous rushers most of the time. How'd they do?
Yeah, I thought they performed well. I thought anytime you throw the ball 40-plus times in a game and they come out with 1 sack, I would say that was a pretty good day for your offensive line. And I think it wasn't just them. I thought overall the interior of the line didn't allow the push, and we did a pretty good job on our edges in terms of giving them some help from time to time, because that is a tough task to go against those guys 40 some odd times throughout the course of a day.
Also, young Luke Musgrave, catches of 36 and 28 yards. The prior week against the Rams, he has catches of 25 and 20 yards. 4 explosive plays in the last couple of games. Are you kind of excited about the prospects moving forward with him?
Yeah, Luke is a long guy that can really run, and we've got to get him more involved in our offense. And it can't just be all these explosive plays that he's producing, although we love those. We got to make sure that we incorporate him on some of the intermediate stuff as well and some of the short stuff, just to get him the ball in his hands, because he is a danger when he has it.
Let's talk a little bit about special teams and Keyshawn Nixon. He had a 49-yard kickoff return against the Steelers the week prior, 51-yarder against the Rams. What is it, Matt? Is it just that time of year for Keyshawn?
I think Keyshawn's a dynamic player. He's got the speed and athleticism that you absolutely want from a returner. He's fearless, but you got to give it to the guys in front of him that are blocking. These guys know that he's got the ability to take it to the house every time he touches the ball, and they give great effort on teams.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the last word from the coach. Don't go away. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Fabic Cat, proud sponsor of the Green Bay Packers.
It is time. It is time. And off to a minute. Matthews with the biggest play of the game. There it is. Hit it, sack. Aaron Gitman. And Gitman makes the sack. Aaron Gitman, the all-pro. He is hit and driven down. Clay Matthews. Down he goes. Hit by the playmaker. Hit and sack. Aaron Gitman. Intercepted. Down the sidelines. Clay Matthews. Hit and sack.
I was really excited, and to hear, I'd be going in with Aaron as well, somebody who we overlapped, even if it was for a short time, somebody who's very deserving. I think it's outstanding.
Just excited, very honored to be part of this, to be part of the Hall of Fame. Frankly, something I was not expecting, and very, very honored to be receiving this award.
I couldn't be more honored. You think of the history of the Packers and everybody who has been here before us, to now have our names be in the same breath as those other players and coaches and management and whatnot is truly special.
Welcome back. The Last Word with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers. Welcome back. Time for the last word from the coach. And Matt, this week, back home to face the Chargers, who are 4-5, and just came off a game where they lost to the Lions in a shootout, 41-38. What can you tell us about the Chargers?
Well, they've got a premier quarterback in this league in Justin Herbert, a very explosive offense, a true number one receiver with Keenan Allen, and then defensively, there are star players all over the place, led by Bosa and Khalil Mack, who we've known for a long time. So it's going to be a great challenge for our football team.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck against the Chargers, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.